Ever since I started my entrepreneurial journey, there's been things that happened that I didn't want to take accountability for. Things that I feel like wasn't exactly my fault, and it just made me feel like I wanted to blame everything else other than myself, right? And I'll be honest, sometimes it is true, right? Sometimes, things happen that is out of my control, things that are unfortunate and that I didn't really want to happen. But at the end of the day, even if I was right, even if me blaming other things apart from myself, on things that happened to me, not just to me, but also within my business, even if it was, even if I was right, so what? You know, it, you know, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I'm still at the same position. I'm still, I still haven't moved the needle, right? Now, it just I was just wasting my energy at that point, because why waste my time blaming other things when usually, at the end of the day, it comes down to me. The starting point when I start to reverse engineer problems always leads to me. And then I just realized that, you know, I finally gotta stop blaming everything else other than myself because until I learn to do that, you know, until I learn to do that, I will not progress. I will not move forward because in my mind, you know, I'm sort of telling myself that, you know, it's okay that I'm at this position and that I'm not moving forward because because of the things that happened weren't my fault, right? But that really is just a setup for failure because, you know, it doesn't benefit me in any way. If I was to blame myself, at least I can go back to the drawing board and, identify um what actually happened and how I can actually fix it in a way where it would actually, you know, not happen next time and actually, you know, move me forward. And honestly, same goes for everything in life. You know, let's say in the gym, for example, because that's really the only thing I can think of right now. If you are someone who was born with bad genetics and that you might think that's holding you back with your progress and all of that stuff, no matter how many times you blame your genetics, you will still have those genetics. Like your genetics wouldn't change from you blaming them because, well, simply to put it, you were born with it, right? And it's always much, peaceful and, you're always gonna feel more fulfilled if you learn to control the controllables and not worry so much about the uncontrollables because, well, that's the only thing that you can do, right? Why would you focus on the uncontrollable if it's uncontrollable. So if you were born with bad genetics and you want to go to the gym and build muscles and you're having a harder time compared to everyone else, it still does not mean you can achieve a great physique, right? Um, let's say with business as well. If you were in a position with certain circumstances, like, you know, let's say your personal brand is not popping out as much as you want it to, that does not mean it won't. It does not mean it will stay like that. It just means that you can't control the algorithm, right? But but it's okay because the only thing that you can really do is, you know, produce better content, keep on posting, right? Same thing goes for everything else because, I feel like as humans, we're so naturally like we were so naturally programmed to blame everything else that we forgot to just look at ourselves in the mirror and actually tell ourselves that, it's all my fault. Because at the end of the day, blaming anything else other than yourself, it's simply just a coping mechanism. It's you telling yourself it's okay for the position that you're currently at, that you're not satisfied with because of certain circumstances that, you know, you certain circumstances that happen to you that are quote unquote not your fault, even though, at the end of the day, most things, you know, that happen to you, most things that happen to you is your fault. Let's say if your business is not moving forward because your employees aren't performing, 9 times out of 10, that's because you're not being a good boss, right? If you're not getting the attraction, the leads, from your marketing, 9 times out of 10, your content and your creative isn't good enough. It's not the algorithm, it's not the lead quality shit, but it's you and how you can, how you did things that you thought were gonna go a certain way, but because it didn't go the certain way that you wanted it to, you feel like it's right to blame other things, right? Basically just a coping mechanism. But I feel like once you start to detach yourself from certain results and, you know, um, certain expectations, that's when you're gonna actually start progressing because if you're detached from it, that would mean that if you don't get the results that you were expecting, then you wouldn't get emotional about it. And, we all know that emotion is the killer of most businesses. Most people that quit business, they do that because, you know, they can't handle it. And sorry, they can't control their emotions. They get emotional about everything that, contributes to the business. They make emotional decisions rather than actually being logical, right? And that's something that I really learned ever since I started my entrepreneurial journey, right? And you know, my current coaching business is probably my third business I started so far. If you didn't know, there's been other businesses that I started before, but I can sit here and say that, I should have started the coaching business earlier because, it's the business that I feel I'm the most meant for. But, you know, when I was doing my old businesses before I got to my fitness coaching business, um, I mainly just wanted to make money. If I'm being honest with you, I mainly just wanted money, and it was hard for me to convince myself that I care about what I'm really doing, right? Meaning I didn't really have a reason beyond myself, making my main motivation um, materialism, right? At the time I was really into bikes, I was really into cars, and I really just wanted money, right? But, and then certain things that, like I said, happened to me that, or in my business that, you know, triggered me emotionally. And that's when I realized that the materialism that was my main motivation was was really not enough, right? And I realized I can't really convince myself to have, other reasons beyond myself if I really started for the sake of making money, right? Now, at the end of the day, money is a byproduct of the impact and the things that you do within your business, right? The more people you can help, the more impact you give out. Sorry, the more impact you have on certain people, on your customers, on your clients, the more money you make, because that means um, the better your product is, right? But because I was so focused on money and materialism, to be more specific, um, you know, when things started to get tough, like it didn't really matter as much to me anymore. Because then, like, I thought to myself, like, is it really worth it? Like, what's gonna happen once I actually make the money that I want, you know? And I realized I didn't really have a passion for what I was doing. And again, like I said, I didn't really care about things I was doing and, you know, how I could actually help, right? And you could argue that, there's billionaires out there who started a business um, that makes them billions of dollars, and all they did was fill in a solution um, in a gap of a market. But I truly really believe now that for you to be able to do something long term, you definitely gotta have a passion for it. At least in my experience, because um, I heard a saying one time, and it says, if you're passionate what you're if you're passionate about what you're doing, no days would feel like work, right? And I mean, the reason why most of us, most entrepreneurs you know, started a business or started their entrepreneurial journey is so that they don't have to, you know, be stuck in a rat race 9 to 5, right? Working a job that they don't enjoy. And that's pretty much how I felt in my old business, right? I was doing something that I didn't enjoy, and that kind of just defeated the purpose of me starting my entrepreneurial journey in the first place, right? And one day I just reflected really about everything that I was doing. Long story short, I started my fitness coaching business because you know, I was and I still am really passionate about fitness. Fitness really changed my life. Um, and, because it changed my life, and I know that there's so many people out there like me and that are in a position that I was a few years ago before I started going to the gym, and they haven't figured the gym out, and the gym hasn't changed their life that yet, even though I know that it can. I feel like, you know, I feel the duty to actually introduce that to them, right? Because, at the end of the day, when I first started, I had people that I looked up to, people who, introduced me to fitness, introduced me to having a muscular physique, and people that inspired me, right? So it's only right if I continue the cycle, if I inspire others, if I help others, you know, and be the inspiration that I had now to a new generation of people, of gym goers, right? And with the knowledge that I have building my physique, and there's still so many people out there who are still struggling to achieve their fitness goals, and they don't have the information that um, I have from my experience. you know, why not give it back to them? Why not me being the more experienced, you know, person, why not, you know, like I said, continue the cycle, give back, because someone gave inspiration to me, right? At the start, at one point of my life, right? So it's only right for me to continue that, to now build a decent physique. You know, I've been going to the gym for quite a few years now. It's only fair if I'm able to be there for people who were people who are at the same position that I was at. It's only fair to, you know, be that figure and that, influence and inspiration that I had at the start. I just started it. I just started my fitness coaching business. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys that I'm already making. What the fuck? Sorry about that. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that I'm already making a shit ton, because I'm not. I still haven't got the traction and the recognition. I'm still, in the trenches. I'm still, you know, in the process of, becoming someone and building up my business. But my mission at one point was to change my life. And since I did, and I'm still continuing to do it, I'm still young. I'm only 17, right? I'm not gonna sit here and say that my life is complete, but a part of my mission that I picked up, starting my entrepreneurship journey, is to help others change their life, right? Because when I first started, I solely started because of money, and it really went nowhere. In fact, it actually led me to a pretty dark place, right? And I didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't feel joy. I was losing sleep, really for no reason, right? For something that didn't really have a meaning, right? So I feel like now I'm actually, you know, doing it for something that's that has more value, that holds more value, and you know that leaves more of an impact, right? And to me, that is more fulfilling than anything. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. It's already 20 something minutes into the video. That's all I have to say, really. I hope you guys like the, new quality. I am recording this out of my camera. I do want to film more with this camera in the future for more content. Um, and yeah, guys, I love you guys. More content coming out soon. Um, if you want, also go follow my Instagram at Yonatan Livran with a double N at the end. Just if you need any more value about fitness, mindset, motivation, content, things like that. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed and see you in the next video.